Hello and welcome to another episode of Todd's in My Kitchen. I'm your host, Todd Thomas, and today we are in the Fox Park area off South Jefferson at the Lucky Accomplice, and we're here with bar manager Corey Moszer. Corey, thanks for being here today. Thanks for having me in. So really what this place is about is some craft cocktails, and you're going to take us through making one today?
That's correct.
Talk about what we're going to do.
We're going to make our signature cocktail called the Beet Goes On.
Say that again?
And the Beet Goes On.
Okay.
Kind of a play on words. But,
right.
This cocktail was inspired by one of Chef's dishes. He sort of challenged the front of the house to replicate one of his dishes in cocktail form. Chef's dishes are all prepared with farm-to-table ingredients, and they change weekly with whatever the farm has available. So what I decided on was a root vegetable. This was actually inspired by a carrot dish, but I thought it was a little bit easier to make with beet. So we've got a beet peppercorn shrub that I make in-house.
Okay.
We've got a blue cheese infused vodka and a dill infused blanc vermouth. And all of those components are going to come together and make sort of a garden salad in a glass.
Okay, can I ask you a couple questions before we get going?
I would encourage you
to. Okay, so the blue cheese infused vodka, do you guys do that here, or is that something that you purchase?
That's something I do here in-house. What I do is I'll take a jar and I'll take about 12 ounces of blue cheese and pour vodka over that, and then we sous vide it, put it in a circulating water bath at 135 for about 2 hours. That oil and fat from the cheese starts to emulsify into the vodka. I'll then freeze that, and then once that solidifies, run it through a cheesecloth, and then you're left with just like a nice vodka with a hint of blue cheese taste on the end of it.
So what other drinks might you make with that vodka, or is this just solely for the And the Beet Goes On?
It was designed specifically for that, but I found that a lot of the guests that come in that read that on the menu want it parlayed into a dirty martini, and
That's
it's excellent.
what I was thinking. I bet that would be really good.
And this is sort of our cheeky take on a dirty martini anyways.
Okay, all right, well, without further ado, how are we going to do this?
Okay.
And do I get to partake here and help
Absolutely,
out?
yeah, let's do this. So you're going to take your small shaker tin here,
okay.
Large one, just set them up sort of like that. Grab your jigger.
Now, do I do any flipping and stuff like that?
If you got it, do it.
I'm not good at that. You're the professional.
And I don't even do that. So
right.
We're going to take the beet shrub. We'll do a ½ ounce of that. You'll see that ½ ounce line in there.
Okay.
Dump that in your small shaker. You've got your blue cheese infused
You wouldn't
vodka.
want to get that on your clothes.
Oh, it's happened.
That beet juice.
Yeah, I wear an apron whenever I'm doing
Right.
it for sure. You'll use 1 ounce of the blue cheese vodka. Dump that
I know
in.
you're a little quicker than me.
Years and years of service.
Right. And then the vermouth?
That's right, 1.5 ounce of that.
Okay.
Dump that in. And then we'll do 1 ounce of aquafaba. Aquafaba is the juice from garbanzo beans.
Say that again?
You take a can of garbanzo beans and take the juice from that, separate it from the beans, and then what you have is a vegan-friendly egg white substitute. So that helps cocktails sort of foam and give it a nice color on the top of it that you would get from a traditional sour that uses egg white.
Wow, I'm learning something every day, but this is, so how do you say that again?
Aquafaba.
Aquafaba. And how much of this?
1 ounce.
1 ounce. I didn't know that juice that comes out of the beans is...
We try to make our cocktails as accessible for as many people as possible.
Okay.
So dump that into your large shaker.
Okay.
We're going to put some ice. Wait, actually, you know what, first...
So I'm just going to ask questions as if I don't know what I'm doing, because I don't. Why, if we just dump that into there, didn't we just pour that into there at the beginning?
Typically, your large shaker is going to have ice in it. So what we're going to do first is a dry shake to incorporate those ingredients and start to have the cocktail foam a little bit. So make sure you've got a nice seal here. You can check that by lifting up, making sure it stays.
Yeah, see, that wasn't a nice seal.
There you go. That's why we test.
There
and
we go.
then just give it a shake for a little bit. Here, we'll go for about 10 seconds.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your beet juice. Shake your beet juice, yeah. Is that about, okay.
It's good. All right, now we're going to put some ice in there.
Okay, now it's back in the small one now, though, right?
No, it doesn't actually matter. Throw some ice in your big shaker.
Oh, in the big one?
Yeah.
You can see I never was a really good bartender. I'm good on the other side of the bar, but not on this side.
Test the seal.
Pour it in here again?
You got it.
There we go.
And then we're going to shake again.
Shake, 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 Senora. Shake your glass of beets. shake, 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 Sonora. Shake your glass of beets.
That should be pretty good.
Never had this much fun making a drink, have you? He didn't answer on that one. Okay, now this is a strainer.
Strainer over there. Use your other strainer above the coupe.
What do you call this?
This is a coupe glass.
A coupe?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you're gonna dump right in.
Oh my gosh, look at the color of that. Now, Corey, I have a question.
Sure.
Whenever I go into a bar and I see all these fancy craft drinks, I love them, and I love seeing the artistry that you as a craft cocktail mixologist has. However, I sometimes feel a little guilty because I'm taking up all your time when you could be serving other guests. But I just have to get over that?
No, I think the expectation when you come into a place like this is to know that these cocktails are handcrafted and do take a little bit of time. So if it takes a couple of minutes for it to hit the table, I think people are okay with that, knowing the quality of
Now
product.
you snuck something in here. What's this?
That is a pink peppercorn that I go over top of it with just to garnish it.
Pink peppercorn.
That's right.
With a couple cracks of this. Mm-hmm. Would you like some pepper?
Fresh pepper.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you'll notice some separation here as that
I
starts
do.
to foam up a little bit. And you'll get a nice, bright, vibrant kind of fuchsia color with a cool aromatic foam on top.
And again, this is called And the Beat Goes On.
That's right.
And this would be served here. And would people drink this as a cocktail before dinner, an after dinner drink, with dinner? How would you describe this?
You could have it as a pre-dinner salad, or you could have it afterwards because it is sort of desserty in texture, but I don't think that there's really an appropriate time or place. I think all the time.
Shall we give it a try?
Let's go.
Cheers, Corey.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh, that's really, really good.
Thank you for saying
That's
so.
really good. Well, you know what? We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll learn more about Corey Moszer and the Lucky Accomplice. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Todd's in My Kitchen. I'm here with Corey Moszer, who is the bar manager here at the Lucky Accomplice. And we are sipping on this drink that he made that is just delicious. It's called And the Beat Goes On. And Corey, you're a magnificent bartender, but this place just isn't about the drinks, it's also about the food. Talk a little bit about the Lucky Accomplice.
So Lucky Accomplice was born out of the pandemic. It was always meant to be a companion piece to Chef Logan's first restaurant shift. Ultimately, that place had to shutter, and so we opened this. And this was always meant to be a more approachable take on his tasting menu. So think like cerebral, playful approaches to something that you might expect to see on normal menus, like roasted carrots, tater tot, things like that. And what he'll do is he'll elevate it in a very, very playful way, kind of subvert your expectations with flavors and deliver something that you've never really had before.
And what would be something that we would see here on the menu? I know you mentioned roasted carrots. Do you guys do toasted ravioli, or do you do steaks? What exactly might we see?
I would say something a little bit, we don't really do beef here because we haven't found a sustainable way to get that from the farm here.
Okay.
But like for example, Chef Logan's pork dish is used from a pork collar, which is a nice marbled piece of meat. Mm-hmm. And then he sous vides that for 36 hours and then is constantly playing around with different components to accentuate that dish. And I would just say his vegetables, if it's a roasted carrot, what he'll do is dehydrate that and then inject that with sort of its own fortified juice with different flavors. And then when you take a bite of that roasted carrot, you're getting a world of flavors that you wouldn't expect that you would normally get.
Wow. So you're here in the Fox Park area just on South Jefferson. Opening in the pandemic had to be somewhat difficult, but it sounds like you guys have made it through and are doing well.
It was daunting, and like you try to do things the right way, and we opened up to as many people as we could. Initially, just outside, we had some seating out there, and then when we felt comfortable and people started getting vaccinated and things like that, we opened up a few seats in here. So we've just sort of been rolling with the punches, and we've been able to find a good deal of success in the meantime, and we're fortunate to do so, or lucky enough to do so, I should say.
Now, are we able to give like an exclusive little something about what's coming up for you guys, or do you feel comfortable telling our people about what's going on?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the press is kind of out there. We are working on our next location, which is here on the Strip. It's actually called Press, and myself and Brian Schumann and Chef Logan are going to, I think what the concept is, smash pizza, so think smash burger, but making pizzas out of that. And then my cocktail program will be primarily draft cocktails, but elevated and cheeky as well.
Okay, so for those that want to find out more information about the Lucky Accomplice, where can they go? How can they do it?
You can look for us on the Facebook, Lucky Accomplice, and then also at the Lucky Accomplice on Instagram.
Thanks so much, Corey. I'm Todd Thomas. He's Corey Moszer. We're here at the Lucky Accomplice, and
Todd's in my kitchen. Cheers.